What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Very happy to be back. Very happy to kick off season 3. Got a very, very special guest in the house today, man. This guy's got a lot going on, man. He's been on fire for about a week now, man. Got a lot going on. My man, Mike Nwabuzor. How you doing, fam?
I'm good. Appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you're still riding high off of Saturday, man. My man just got to play against LeBron in the Drew League, man.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bro?
It's been a very eventful week, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Just with all the pub and the media around it, but just kind of taking it all in and just enjoying the moment while still trying to stay humble and continue to work on my craft and not get complacent. You know what I'm saying? So it's been good though. It's been good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Happy to hear that, man. Like I said, we gonna get into all of that, but you know what I'm saying? It's my first time having you here. I'm not sure if I'll ever have you back, so we gonna get into everything, man. We gonna talk about your whole basketball journey, your whole story, and everything.
Yes,
that's cool with you.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
So you're originally from the LA area, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Bellflower to be exact. Bellflower, California. Yeah.
Okay. And what high school did you go to?
I went to Mayfair High School.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Lakewood.
Oh yeah, I know about Mayfair.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big name school.
Big name. We still trying to grow our name, but we got some notable people that came out of there. So
Like who?
My big homie, my mentor, my OG, the reason I'm even in this position, Josh Childress, and then my little homie, not even my little homie, he's big homie, but you know he in the mix. But Josh Christopher, he's representing on the Rockets. So we got a couple notable guys that's really making noise in the basketball world, and I'm really proud to be a basketball player that came out of that school, because we've just always been underdogs, and but we always show up to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? I have a CIF ring with my upperclassmen, and it's just been a good ride with them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud to be from there.
From the outside looking in, you know, Mayfair is like a pretty big name school, like a school that really does some things.
Yeah.
But you say you guys have always been underdogs. Explain that to me.
So we're a public school in the 562 area, and it's just like we've always kind of had to fight for our position in whatever we're getting ranked in, or whatever you want to call it. We always had to earn everybody's respect before people respected us as a school, as a basketball team, as players that come from Mayfair. So from the outside looking in, it looks, it's big name, because over time we've, as a whole, as alumni, we've grown it. But there's been times where guys, teams, coaches, they look down on us as competition. You know what I'm saying? And we take that personal. That's why all of us that come out of Mayfair, we all have a chip on our shoulder. My teammate Dion Wright, he's on my Drew League team. He's from Mayfair.
Okay.
So we just always have just that chip that like we weren't given anything. We got to go get everything that we want. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. And did you go to Mayfair specifically to play basketball, or you just live in that area and happen to go there?
So there's two schools in our district. There's Bellflower High School and there's Mayfair High School. And I live in Bellflower, so Bellflower was my home school. But when I saw Mayfair's basketball program compared to Bellflower's, I told my mom I want to go to Mayfair. So I had to go to an elementary school that was right next to Mayfair just to qualify to be able to go there. And then Mayfair is a middle school and a high school, so I went there 7 through 12.
Oh, nice.
So I remember I was in 7th and 8th grade. I would come early. My dad, he was a teacher, so he would drop me off to school early, and I would just go in there and watch the varsity team practice in 7th and 8th grade. And so that was almost like a cheat code for me, because by the time I got to 9th grade, it was like I already know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm already built for this mentally. Now it's just like physically I got to catch up. But it's basically school that I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to, be successful, and Josh Childress was kind of like my role model, because when my first time going to a Mayfair basketball game, I saw his jersey up top in the rafters. Like, they retired his jersey, it's up top. And it's a funny story. Like, people don't know this, but he was on College 2K5, and so I put it together, and I was like, wait, he went to my school. He went to Mayfair, and he's on the cover of this game. So I started Googling him, and I just kind of became obsessed, like, with his story. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it was like, I want to go to Mayfair, and then the rest is kind of history. You know what I'm saying?
So how old were you when you started taking basketball serious? Because you said you were in middle school and told your mom you wanted to go play at Mayfair.
Yeah.
So you were already taking it pretty serious early on. How old were you when you started playing, and at what point did you begin to take it serious?
I was playing a lot of different sports. I played soccer. I played baseball before I even played organized basketball. I started taking it serious probably around 9 years old. I was playing at a YMCA, and there was a coach, and he picked me up, and he told me, hey, come play travel ball. Because I was just playing rec league, YMCA. Mm-hmm. My parents, they didn't really know. Mm-hmm. They didn't know the difference between rec league and travel ball and all that. And so he brought me in, and then from there it just kind of took off. You know what I'm saying? I just fell in love and just wanted to play. But yeah, around 9 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you go to Mayfair, middle school, high school. At what point were you on varsity as a freshman, or like at what point did you you make the varsity team? It's like, all right, I'm doing something now.
So I came in as a freshman. I played JV. So I was playing both. I played freshman because I wanted to play with my homies, with my boys. And then I played JV because my JV coach really believed in my game and he wanted to kind of develop me. And so I played both. And then my sophomore year, I got moved up to varsity. And then from there, it was kind of like just a learning curve. Sophomore year, I didn't play a lot. I played at the end of games, like blowouts. I played like 2-3 minutes. So it was kind of like a scrub. We had a lot of seniors. And they beat up on me a lot, but it was good for me, you know what I'm saying? They kind of built me into it gave me the dog mentality that I kind of have now, you know what I'm saying? Like, just going through that, you know, sometimes I would cry, you know, you got to go through that to, overcome and become, that player that you want to be, you know what I'm saying? And then my last 2 years, junior and senior year, was pretty much, I was rocking out on varsity, so.
And you say you want a CIF ring with your upper class. What year did you win your championship?
So that was my sophomore year. Okay. So that year, that was Dion Wright, the one that
plays with you in the Drew?
That plays with me in the Drew. He got CIF Player of the Year that year.
Okay, nice.
Led us to a championship. Got a banner up in the gym. That year, that was the year where they was kind of beating up on me, but it paid off. I got a ring. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was kind of bittersweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love when I ask this question, getting the different answers. When I get a chance to ask this question. So you talked about getting beat up as a lower classman on freshman and varsity, and becoming a junior and senior, rocking out on varsity. So just talk about how getting beat up in the early years, how that kind of developed you, and how you use that later on in your high school career.
It just helped just to be able to withstand pressure, and it built toughness in me. It built grit. Just being able to withstand that adversity, and being able to take that and keep pushing and not be weathered by not be weathered by their defense, or them kind of pushing me around and all that stuff. It built me up, you know what I'm saying? It built me up, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way, you know. I give them a lot of credit. A lot of those guards are they're a factor of who I am today, because when I would go up against them, they didn't take it easy on me, and I appreciate that, because if they did, it would have been cheating me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Them beating me up and going at me and making me cry and making me tough, helped me to get to the person I am today. So yeah, it just built me up, man. That's basically it.
That's what's up. I feel it. I like asking that question because I've seen it happen the other way. I've seen lower classmen play varsity, and they not really down for that. They like to play, and they appreciate the fact that they're good enough to be on varsity, but they're not really down with fighting through that adversity, or really, getting picked on by the upperclassmen, or riding the bench. I've seen players quit or transfer schools because for that reason. So I definitely love hearing the stories about people sticking through and pushing through that. And
it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that much, because I've seen guys in my exact position fold, and it's just too much for them. But number one, my mom always told me, you're not transferring. regardless, you're going there, you're staying there. You know what I'm saying? You're not transferring. And so when she told me that, I was just like, you're gonna have to figure it out one way or another. And so all these things that, man, I just appreciate these people in my life for, like, the things they did, because it made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate it, man. That's it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's dope. And so you play. I was about to say all 4 years. Well, it sounded like 6 to 8 years at Mayfair.
Yeah, it was a minute. 7 to 12 for sure.
Played a while at Mayfair, and then I know you went to Central Arizona Junior College.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that?
So out of high school, I had no offers. The only offer I had was Central Arizona, and they ended up offering me at a playoff game. We were playing Mater Dei, actually, against Stanley Johnson. And after the game, they just came up to me. They came from my teammate, and they ended up offering me a scholarship. And at the time, I had grades. Like, I had good grades, and I was just like, I used to like look at JUCO and like look at it as like a negative thing. I was like, I'm never going JUCO. Like, I'll go to a university before that. And May came around. I'm still playing travel ball. I have no offers except at JUCO. So I'm like, let me go here and let me just see what I can do, try to go get D1 out of here, you know what I'm saying, or go get a scholarship in general. And going there was literally the best decision of my life. Like, literally the best decision of my life, because, one, the coaching staff that I had there, they helped me so much in building my game and building confidence in me as a player, helping me build up my body, and it helped me. Like, I went away from home. I got to learn who I was as a person. JUCO is not for everybody, and it added more toughness to what I already got from, you know, being a sophomore on varsity. It added more toughness to me because now I got to go against a grown man as an 18-year-old, and so it was just a great decision, man. That was definitely. I went to 3 schools. That was definitely hands down my favorite pit stop. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Central Arizona for sure.
And other than talk about the difference between, like, 'cause Central Arizona is a national junior college. Talk about the difference between, you know, playing basketball for, or just being an athlete at a national junior college as opposed to, I'm not dissing it, but a normal junior college. Because the only thing I know of is that national junior colleges can offer scholarships.
Yeah.
Are there any other differences that you know of?
I would say just the dorms, like being able to
live on campus.
Yeah, live on campus. They can offer you scholarships, and then it's like just the competition. Like with California JUCOs, you really only play JUCOs in California, and that's the case with some other states. But like with national JUCOs, like we were playing teams from Texas. We were playing junior college from New Mexico, Utah, and those Texas JUCOs are basically Division I schools. The facilities, Division I schools. The players are Division I players. They're bounce backs, guys that just Division I, but basically had grades or whatever, behavior problems, whatever it may be. So like, just the competition. Like we were just playing a wider brand of competition. You know, it wasn't just select schools. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. I wouldn't have. That makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That makes perfect sense.
So
makes perfect sense.
I just for me, I like it was fun because I got to play against guys that were Texas, guys that was going to school in Utah, guys that was going to school in Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just playing, and no disrespect at all, but just playing JUCOs that are just strictly in California. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So
that makes sense. And so you played 2 years at Central Arizona, and then where'd you go?
After that, I ended up at UTRGV, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. It's a Division I school in South Texas, in Edinburgh, Texas. I was there for a year, and then I ended up transferring to New Mexico Highlands, and that's where I finished out at.
Why'd you transfer from there?
I wasn't playing. Like it was a combination of. I can say that I wasn't there as a player, and there wasn't room for me. Like I signed without taking a visit. I was just excited to just get a Division I offer. I was initially committed to Northern Colorado, and the coach got fired. And the coach that came in, he didn't honor my scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Not that, like, I didn't have a problem with that because, you know, he got his guys that he's bringing in. But I had to figure out different things. So, rest in peace, Lou Hill. He offered me a scholarship in May. And I was just like, yo, I just want to get off the board. Signed it. But I didn't even look at – it was just – I didn't look at the roster. We had, like, six guards that was all juniors. We was all the same class. So,
wow.
So it was like we had a lot of talent, but it was not enough minutes. Mm-hmm. And so I was playing, like, probably, like, 10 minutes. My minutes was going up and down. And I wanted to play, man. Like, I didn't care. I just wanted to play. And so that's what made me ended up transferring. And then I ended up at New Mexico Highlands. And that's where I actually got, like, a chance to, like, really get up and down and play and kind of show my talent, my athleticism, my skill set. So it ended up being a good choice. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope. I got an older cousin who played football. Football for
at Highlands.
Yeah, Highlands.
Okay, yeah. Highlands. They got that little football. They're definitely better now. I remember, like as soon as I was leaving, they kind of start going on the up and up. So
talking about the basketball or the football?
The football team.
Okay. Yeah, they were good. I'm a little older than you, and of course my cousin's older than I am. He was, from what I remember, he was the number one receiver in the country.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they were really good when he played. Yeah. But you enjoyed your time there though?
Yeah, I did. I mean, when I went there, it was a business decision. I said, yo, I'm coming here to win and build up my resume to be able to play professionally. So, like, I had already been to 2 schools, so my mentality was, like, I'm not even really trying to, like, make friends and stuff like that. I know this is a pit stop. And so I was just this was the most locked in I was in college. I was in my dorm. It was either in my dorm, I was watching Netflix, or I was in the gym with my coach. And it was strict. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was the most discipline I had. And it paid off. You know what I'm saying? I shot the best percentage I had ever shot. I shot 40% from 3.
Nice.
Which was a big improvement because in college I couldn't shoot the ball to save my life. Mm-hmm. And so, in JUCO, I couldn't shoot the ball to save my life. So, it was a good experience. Like, I definitely improved as a player overall over there. So, I'm proud of my stay over there.
Nice. And so at the end of your senior year, was it let me ask you this: what were your numbers your senior year?
So I averaged 12.5 points, like 4 or 5 rebounds and 4 assists, and like a steal and a half. I shot 45 from the field and 40 from 3, 80 from the line. So like my numbers were like they were actually really efficient. You know what I'm saying? They could have been higher. It was just a style of play we played. We kind of played a little bit slower, and like my style of play is like I got to get up and down. The more I get up and down, the more stats I'm gonna get, the better I'm gonna play. If you get what I'm saying.
Catch a rhythm.
You catch a rhythm. I can play in a half court setting, but I'm just better if like, all right, boom, I can get the rebound and I can push, and then let's see what we got.
Yeah.
So I averaged that, and then I averaged that, and it was tough because, you know, I've always been on that. I gotta try to like make my way, and there was no agents that was trying to mess with me. They just didn't like my resume.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah. So I had an agent. I'll answer that question. I had an agent that hit me like, "Yo, if I can get you a deal, will you sign with me?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm all for it. I'm in the summer. I'm working out like I'm about to get a deal. I don't have an agent. I don't have any. I'm just going off of straight faith, bro. Like, I'm literally working out 2-3 times a day. Just like, yo, something's going to happen. I just don't know when. I don't know how. But I want to be ready for that moment when it does happen. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
And, that's how it went down, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so that first agent that called, and he was able to get you a deal?
Yeah.
The first guy that called?
So basically, my whole story crazy, but like I'm grinding from the moment I touched down in May, from graduating all the way to August, and I didn't hear anything until August. Like the agent, he hit me with that in about, I'll say, end of June, and he was working from end of June all the way to August. Couldn't get anything. Couldn't sell me anywhere. And a team called BG Dorston, they hit him up on LinkedIn, and they hit him literally. Their player got injured. They had a player there already. He got injured, and they were like, "Yo, we need somebody immediately." And I just happened to be ready. I was ready. I think it was August 30th that they called him, and they were like, "Is he ready right now? Can he come?" So I got that call, and I had to leave in 2 days.
Wow.
And man, I remember that thing like it was yesterday. I remember I told my mom because it got to the point where my mom was asking, and I was so frustrated. I was like, "Yo, like just stop like asking me. Like when it happens, it's gonna happen." Like so, she just stopped asking me, and I regret like acting like that towards her because it was just like it wasn't fair to her, but I was just so frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And
at that, sorry to cut you off. At that moment, telling your mom to stop asking, was any doubt creeping in? Were you thinking like maybe this isn't gonna happen, or?
Oh, it was doubt the whole time.
Okay.
Like it was faith, but it was doubt. Like it was faith that okay, I'm gonna work regardless because I don't know any other way. But then it was doubt. Like, dang, are you good enough? Like, are you ever gonna get a deal? Like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I got it, I told her, and she started crying. Man, like I remember we was in the kitchen. She started crying. I told her I'm about to leave in 2 days. Like, she couldn't believe it. But yeah, he got me that deal, and I ended up signing with him.
Sorry to cut you off. Did you take your mom asking about it as like, did you feel like she didn't think it could happen, or were you just annoyed by the question?
Oh, I was annoyed.
Okay.
Let me tell you right now, my mom, she believed in this thing more than I do.
Okay.
Like.
So she was just anxious.
She's just an anxious person.
Got you. Okay.
She was just. She believes in my dream more than I do, and I can say that with full like confidence. So it was just more of like she's just anxious. She just want to know what's going on, and I said that in frustration.
Got you.
It's just so much tension. I'm like, dang, like I'm working this hard. Like I had a solid year. Why am I not getting anything? You know what I'm saying? And so it was just more like anxious. It was just a lot of anxiousness, frustration. So it felt good when it actually went down. You know what I'm saying? It was like a sigh of like kind of relief. All right, now let's get started. Let's get to work. So
you got the call. You had to be there in 2 days. Where'd you end up going to?
Germany. So it was I didn't even say that. So it was a small team in Germany. Ended up going out there.
So you had your passport and everything was ready.
Oh yeah. See, and that credit to my parents. Like my parents, since I was little, they just always had me ready for everything. Whether it was school, whether it was traveling, whether it was just life, they always had me prepared. I had a passport, and we renewed it every time. I've had it since, because we went on a cruise to Mexico when I was younger, so I needed a passport. And so once I got that, they just kept renewing it every time it needed to be renewed. So at that time, it was already go time. I already had that ready. And so I was already ready to go. Like everything was ready to go. So I was just,
dope.
You know what I'm saying? It was
That's
right
dope.
away. So, and they really liked that. Like it was an easy process for the team. Like they didn't have to do anything crazy. It was just like, all right, book your flight. Let's be out here and let's get to playing. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear that. Trying to go pro. I'm not taking a shot. I'm trying to be helpful.
yeah.
My man had his passport ready. Was ready to shake in 2 days. That's
Yes, sir.
huge right there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
huge.
Yes, sir.
Dope. So you get to Germany. It's a small team there. What was before I get to that, how long were you in Germany before you came back to the States? Like how long was the season?
The season, so it was September to May, like beginning of May.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got to come home for Christmas for 2 weeks,
Dope.
which was because there's it's called a FIBA break, and it's like a break in basketball and FIBA because usually national teams are playing at that time. So I got to come home for Christmas too, so that helped out a lot. When you get to the higher levels, that's not happening. Like this past year, I was in Macedonia for Christmas, so which is fine. But yeah, I was there from September to May.
How was any culture shock when you first get there? Were you the only American player on your team?
Yeah, and on this team, I was the only American import. Germany is really like, it's like a Western type country, so it's like they have a lot of things that are kind of like the States.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. And I went to Central Arizona. I went to Texas. I went to New Mexico. So for me, it was more of just like, oh, this is just another place, but they speak a different language.
Got you.
And so it wasn't too much of an adjustment. It was just like, okay, like it's the same go around. You just got to figure out the language a little bit. But other than that, man, it was cool. I had good teammates. I had I had people that like made the transition really smooth. You know what I'm saying? My coach was really nice.
That's what I was gonna ask next. So it said someone got injured and you got the call was there in 2 days. So were you like plug and play right away, or like how was that coming in 2 days, like 2 days fresh?
Yeah, it was plug and play right away. Like I got there, I landed. I had small little story. I'm gonna give you a little story.
Okay.
I landed, all my luggage, everything was like 3 days late. So I didn't have anything. I didn't have no basketball shoes. I had to go buy I had a toothbrush with me. I had an extra pair of drawers with me. Other than that, I had nothing.
Wow.
So my coach, he had to give me like, he let me borrow his basketball shoes. Wear size 13. I wear 12. So like we had practice that day. It was just like I had to do what I could with that. But yeah, like just stuff like that. Like he brought me over. First day I got out there, he knew I had nothing, so he brought me over. He gave me some things to wear, to go to sleep, to shower in. Gave me his shoes. I had dinner at his house the first night I got there. So it was already like a family type vibe as soon as I got there. And so that made me I was just comfortable already. Mm-hmm. And that led to me performing well on the court. You know what I'm saying? And then I had another teammate, Renee. Shout out Renee. He didn't even know me. He didn't know me, but he acted like he knew me. Like he just brought, the first time he met me, he just already showing love, like off the strength. And so that helped a lot too, because it's like I'm in a foreign place and I got these people treating me like they've known me for 2-3 months already. Mm-hmm. So I had no option but to be comfortable and to adapt immediately. So it was just all around good. It was a great start to like my career. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. You say you just finished up a season in Macedonia from Germany. Did you finish in Germany and start in Macedonia, or like what was the? So
it's pretty crazy because COVID like messed up a lot. So my timeline is pretty crazy. We gonna go on a little maze right here.
Okay.
So I played in Germany for BG Dorsen from September to May.
What year is this?
September 2018 to May 2019.
Okay. So
we have that summer. Boom. I had a great season. I averaged 22, 8, 6, 2 steals. We won a cup. I led the league in scoring. We got like 3rd place in the league. So I'm thinking like, yo, I did what I had to do. Let's move up levels. You know what I'm saying? But my agent just wasn't connected enough. Like, my deal was his first deal. He started the agency off of me.
Wow.
And so he just wasn't connected enough. Nobody respected him enough. And so, and then the whole summer's going. He's shopping me around. And then August, he's like, yo, we don't have any funds. We got to disband the agency. And this August is like this is right when guys are starting to leave. So it's August. I'm asked out. Like, no team, no agent. And my big homie, shout out Josh, he gets me a tryout with the Wizards G League team called Go-Go, the Washington Go-Go. Gets me a tryout with them in September. Week before the tryout, I'm training and stuff. I get hurt, non-contact injury, right knee cartilage damage. So I have to, no surgery, but I have to rehab for 3 months. So I'm like, damn, this is just my luck. Like, I finally get to the point where like I'm about to like get a breakthrough of like, you know, just grinding my whole life and I get an injury. But you know, like, I'm very religious. I believe in God, and I just know that everything happens for a reason. My mom will always tell me that. My parents always And so, like, I didn't really get discouraged. I was just like, all right, you just got to lock in on your rehab and get better and be ready for the next opportunity. So I rehabbed from September 2019 to December 2019. January comes around, 2020, and I needed somewhere to play. I just had to play for the rest of the season. So I'm like, my old team, they're doing terrible. And my coach calls me like, yo, you want to come back and finish out the season? This can be good for you to put on your resume, just so you have somewhere that you played, and you can help us like not get relegated. You know what I'm saying? And so I go out there at the end of January 2020. I go out there, I play 2 games. In practice, I get my tooth in February. February 2020, I get my tooth knocked out of my, literally knocked out of my mouth. And I had to get a root canal. This is my front tooth too, so the main thing I was worried about was my smile. Like, I'm like, yo, it's over. Like, yo, it's over. Like, I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, yo, I know he didn't just do this to me. And so then I had to miss the whole month of February. So I only played 2 games, then missed the whole month of February. March come, I play 1 game, and then COVID happens. That week of March 8th. And so it's March 8th, 2020. So I played a total of 3 games. And after that, get sent home. And then it's like, now it's like I'm here with nothing to like really shop to teams. I can't really shop anything. I don't have an agent. It's kind of just like I was just like, damn, like what's the word? Like, what's gonna happen? I get home. This is during the pandemic, so all grocery stores were like emptied out. They needed workers. My boy, shout out Daniel, his cousin was working at a store called she's HR at a store called Gelson's. And so he was like, yo, you home? You're not making no money. You just come to the grocery store, come work with me. And it ended up being like some of the most fun times of our lives, because like, this is my boy. Like, I grew up with him, and we just in a grocery store, we stocking, we just messing around, but we getting our work done, but we just having fun. It's during a pandemic, we can't do anything anyway. All you can do is go eat and go home, you can't do anything. Everything's closed. And so we was making money, having fun. And so I did that from March to May. And I was still grinding in that time. I was still working out. I'll work out in the morning at 6 a.m. and then I'll go work at Gelson's. And then May to about September, I was working out, and then I got a call in September to go to a team in Germany. It's a different team. I went over there, played. I got there in middle of September, and then we played 1 game, and the season got canceled. So then I came back home in December. And so now I'm just like, yo, hey, what am I? I'm still working. I'm still putting my work in, but I'm just like, yo, I don't even know what to do at this point. And, so then I was home from January 2021 all the way to November 2021, end of November 2021. I got a deal in Morocco in Africa, played 1 game, and the team in Macedonia picked me up after that game. And so then I went from Morocco to Macedonia in December, and I played in Macedonia for TFT from December 2021 all the way to June this year. And now I'm here. I ended up here.
That's crazy.
It's a while. I don't tell it much because it's like, it's too much to like, even right now when I was telling it, I would feel like I was talking too long, because it's just like, it's so much. It's just like, if you know me, you know, and if not, you just know what you see. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, I've been all over the place, dog. Like,
literally.
Yeah. Literally. So
that's crazy. Arizona, Texas, Germany, Macedonia. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well traveled. That's dope though.
Yeah,
that's dope,
for
though,
sure.
Man. Not many people. I'm sure you didn't envision that you would have to do all of that, but I'm sure at this point you wouldn't take anything away because it kind of like makes you the man and the player that you are today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Like every place had an experience that I learned from, and it added to my bag of me as a person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for the journey, really, and make it better, make for a better story. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that brings us to now. Like I said, you just played against LeBron, not even a week ago. Well, by the time this drops, it'll be a week ago. But this isn't your first season playing in the Drew. You've been playing in the Drew for like 2 or 3 years now, right?
I played in the Drew, so I played 2 games. I played 2 games with Reapers in 2019. I played like 5-10 minutes in both games, and then I wasn't playing, so I was just over it. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna play. And then 2020 was a scratch. There was no Drew, and then last year I played with Black Pearl, so that was my first like real official season in the Drew last year. Mm-hmm. And we made it to the semis. We lost to Public Enemy with Trez and Frank Nitty, so that was we weren't expected to go that far. So I could say that was like a successful season.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then we kind of carried that energy over into this year, and the story talks for itself. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys, like I said, the Black Pearl is always a pretty good team in the Drew League, year after year. So the game you guys played against the Cheaters, another Drew League team, on Saturday. When did you guys know that you were going to be playing against LeBron?
So.
And when do you get that news? And how do you get that news that you're going to be playing against LeBron?
So, like, our coach, LG, he put it in the group message like, yo, we got Bron on Saturday. We might have Bron on Saturday. But this is like 2 days before it's announced. Mm-hmm. And so.
It was announced on Friday, right?
It was announced on Friday. So he said this Wednesday night. And I'm just like, I looked at the message. I said, man. Somebody, I don't know what number, I don't know who said it, but somebody said, yo, stop spreading rumors. Like, nobody really believed it. Like, it was, because it doesn't seem believable. Mm. And so he said that. I'm just like, all right, I'm just worried about, I'm locked in on DeMar because that's going to be my matchup. I already knew we were playing DeMar. So I'm already locked in on that. I'm not thinking about anything else. And then Friday night, DeMar tweets, King X Debo, and I'm like, yo, I called my boy Daniel, and that's my dog. Like, Daniel, I known him since 3rd grade. Like, he's a basketball junkie. We both basketball junkies. Like, we watch basketball. We breathe basketball. Mm-hmm. And so I call him because he the one that sent me the tweet.
Oh, okay.
I call him. For the first 30 seconds on the phone, we just dying laughing, like crying, like just laughing hysterically, because it's like, bro, like it just seemed unreal. Like, this is my favorite player. Bron is the reason I picked up a basketball, and I'm about to match up with him. Like it was just crazy. And so I found that out Friday night, and I was winding down to go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep until 1 a.m. Like, my mind was just racing. Like, I couldn't like really understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was when we found out, basically.
That's crazy. Of course, I'm a cameraman. I didn't play in the game, but I have me being in the gym that day is very similar. So I was supposed to work in San Diego the same day. I was supposed to work in San Diego from 12 to like 5:30. And my boy, not EA that played on your Drew League team, but EA that lives here in San Diego, my homie. You know, that's my dog. We talk all the time. But as soon as as soon as DeMar DeRozan posted the tweet, I had already seen it. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I was booked to work. I'm on my patio, man. My kids are sleeping on my patio, just looking at YouTube. And I see the screenshot of the tweet. Yeah. And I get sick, bro, because I'm like, before I booked work, I hesitated to book work because I was like, I ain't been to the Drew in a couple weeks. I should probably go to the Drew this weekend.
Right.
But then when work popped up, I'm like, yo, that's guaranteed money. I got to go with the guaranteed money, you know what I'm saying? But literally, bro, like, I booked work, and then hours later, that tweet drops. And I'm like, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. Like, I'm punching the air. I'm like, bro, how does this happen to me? But, like, I can't cancel work. Like, dude, just book me. I can't cancel it. EA calls me. My friend EA calls me. He like, bro, I know you saw that. We gotta go. I'm like, fam, I gotta work. Like, I I'm being La Jolla work. I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna be working. Like I can't go. He like, man, come on, bro. I'm like, I'm not canceling work, bro. I gotta go to work. He like, all right, man. I'm probably gonna go. I'm like, all right, bro. Just let me know how it was, bro.
Right.
I go to sleep. I'm sick. I go to sleep. I wake up. It's the first thing I think about. Like, bro, I can't believe I'm about to miss this, bro. EA calls me back. He like, bro, tell me you going. Tell me we going to go see Bron today, bro. I'm like, fam, I told you I got work. He like, man, forget work.
Right.
Bron is going to be at the Drew,
That's
bro.
Bron.
Forget work, bro. So I'm like, you know what? I talk to some people that I usually tap in with when I make decisions like that. They like, yeah, bro.
You can't miss
You don't
that.
know when you'll get this opportunity. And you got to go. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I end up going. And but I almost didn't go.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, like, I got to do the right thing and go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I end up, the money that I missed out here in San Diego, I ended up making more than that. Just
being there.
Just being there.
Just
exactly.
being there, man.
It was really dope, man. I've been, like I said, I've been filming at the Drew since 2018. And I don't think I haven't been there every single weekend, every single year, but I don't think I've missed a year since I started going.
Yeah.
I've been there when, James Harden played. I've been there. I wasn't there when Trae Young played, but I've been there when a lot of big name people played.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't never been like that in that gym, bro.
That's king, man.
It ain't never been like, it was crazy, bro.
That's king, man.
Crazy. And I was just so happy for you and EA, man. EA that plays on your Drew Leagues. I was just so happy for y'all, man. Riding up to the game, my friend EA is real confusing. My friend EA, we were just talking about how big and how dope of a moment it was for both of you guys. So it was dope that we ran into you in the lobby.
In the lobby, yeah, because I'm out there and EA, he always like your EA. He always, whenever I see him, he just give me good energy. Like he always like just hyping me up, like telling me, hey man, like do your shit, like do it, like.
That's what you, bro. We talked about it a lot, the way up and the way back.
Yeah. So like when I seen him and he was talking about that, it gave me like it just gave me a boost. I'm like, oh, I'm here. Like people is expecting me to perform. And like, shout out EA, man, because like that was another little gas in my head. Like, okay, like they think they need you to do something. You got to show up. You know what I'm saying? And just running into y'all, I was like, oh, Michael Flix here too. So I know I'm gonna get some good. I'm gonna get some good camera time.
Yep.
And so I was like, yeah, I gotta show out, man. I gotta do what I can to win and show who I am as a player. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think I did that somewhat.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you put on, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you did.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I was reading one of the articles. I seen a quote that you gave, and you said there was a moment before the game where just coincidentally, it was just you, LeBron, and DeMar DeRozan in the hallway, just the three of you stretching. And you said that was kind of like a signal to you that like, I belong here. You know what I'm saying? Kind of talk about that moment and just like how it felt to be in that moment.
So like before all the Drew games, I have like a routine. I get in that, it's a little hallway in the back. It's in the cut over next to the trainer's table, and that's where I do like my warm up, my dynamic stretching, my like getting up and down, getting my legs going. And everybody else is in the locker room. I'm by myself, and there's a bunch of like camera people. So I'm like, oh, Bron about to come in here. Like I can see them setting it up, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna still do my warm up. Like I'm playing him. Like I'm not about to just be like, oh, I'm gonna leave because he gonna walk through. So at that moment, when he came through with his entourage, that was when I was able to size him up. And I was like, that was literally my starstruck moment. That was my moment of like, damn, that's Bron. Like, he came in with the do-rag. I was like, this is really Bron. Like, and that was my moment where I was like, okay, boom. I had that little moment. And then after that, it was, I got to the point where I was like, okay, now let's compete. And so I was out there stretching and doing my stuff. And then DeMar came out there. Came in the hallway. So DeMar's right there, right next to me. You can see it in the video on my Instagram from Demetrius Hoop Therapy. He caught that where DeMar's right there. I'm like kind of on the wall, and then Bron was over here doing his whole warm up. And I'm watching him do his warm up, and I'm like, some of the stuff I actually do. So it made me feel good. I'm like, yo, I warm up like Bron. I'm doing the right thing. And it was just nice to see him warm up. And then it's just like DeMar right here, Bron right here, and I'm on the wall doing my stuff. It got to a point I was already warm, but I just kept doing shit because just to stay in the moment.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm not gonna let them like keep going and I stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, let me keep going. But it was just a crazy moment, and in that moment I was just like, I wasn't even like it was more of like okay, I'm here, like this is about to happen, let's do it. It wasn't on some, oh, that's Bron and DeMar, like, whoa, like, I was just like, yo, I'm here, like, I was like, dang, like, I like I said, I belong here. I said, hey, validation, you know what I'm saying? And I think that moment right there set me up for the game. Because if I was in the locker room, I don't know if I would have played the same way I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a triangle with DeMar and Bron, and it helped me to like get in the zone of like, all right, like we all doing the same thing right now. So clearly we all human. You know what I'm saying? We lace up the same way, we stretch the same way. Mm-hmm. So there's no difference. We all gonna get on this hardwood and hoop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that kind of helped me stay level headed during the game and not be like, not the moment wasn't too big, if you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you know what imposter syndrome is?
I have an idea.
It's like when you're somewhere that you should be, but there's people that maybe are better than you at it or have been doing it longer, or maybe are just their careers a little further along,
mm-hmm.
and it kind of makes you start to question if you belong in that space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever, as a pro, have you ever suffered from that? If you haven't, it's fine. I'm going somewhere with this question.
Here and there, like, I definitely question myself as like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, there's definitely times where this is probably one of the very first times where I was like I truly like felt like I belong. Like, I've always had confidence. I've always like trusted my craft, but you know, like, it's like my resume doesn't add up with a lot of people, but I'm better than a lot of people. Humbly.
Absolutely.
I'm better than a lot of people, but their resume is bigger and better than mine.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and so like I always kind of like was just second guessing stuff, but like, yeah, I mean, I've questioned myself as a pro sometimes, but in that instance, like that let me know, like, yo, to be there and then to perform how I did, it's like it
Never
did.
Have a question again.
Yeah, it did wonders. Like, anytime I play bad or I'm working out, that moment just pops in my head. Like, even this whole week, it's like I'm working out and I'm shooting shots and I'm just like, if I'm missing shots, it's just like the confidence doesn't waver anymore. Like, it's a different like zone in my head. I don't know how to really explain it, but
no, I know exactly what you mean, and that was why I asked that. I've had moments in my photography career that I've suffered from imposter syndrome. Some of the biggest moments have actually been at the Drew League.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm a young photographer. I got this camera that's not anywhere near the caliber of some of. I mean, now everything is top of the line now.
Right.
Like, when I first started, like, I got this camera that's like nowhere near the caliber of like all these other people here.
Yeah.
And I'm at the Drew, and I'm in there, and I'm like, I'm here to film just like everybody else is, but I look around and I see, you know, like, photographers that got a name. Like, I'll see Casey at the end. Like, I'll see these photographers that I follow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it make me feel like, I mean, I remember feeling like I don't really know. Like, I'm here, I'm in the building.
Yeah.
And actually, my first time filming at the Drew, I didn't really have the official credentials that I needed. So I was also like maybe a little of that.
Right.
But I was like, I remember looking at Casey, looking at some of these big name photographers, and feeling like I'm just lucky to be here. Like,
right.
I really don't even belong here. You know what I'm saying? But I'll have moments where, like, matter of fact, that same summer, I just DM'd Frank Nitti, was like, yo, let me shoot a video for you, and he let me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like. So that summer, and then like that high school basketball season comes, and I still like have moments where I feel like I'm kind of good at this, but not maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then like LeBron's son, his freshman year, he played a game in San Diego, and I was up top in the gym, and I snapped a picture of him like right when he crossed half court, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I think either that night or I wake up the next morning and LeBron actually posted that exact same picture. He's like posted like something like my young king, his first game, and that was like kind of like
that's
your moment.
Validation.
Exactly. That was like, nah, bro, I'm a good photographer.
Right.
If LeBron was able to screenshot my picture and put it on his, and if he liked it, then I'm pretty good at this. Bro. Like, after that, I never really questioned myself after that. You know what I mean?
And it takes like everybody has that in their careers. Like, I think people would be lying if they said they never second guess or question like their ability of whatever their craft is. But they have those moments where like they realize they belong, and that's when guys like take that jump where it's like, oh, he looks different now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never really seen him waver again just because he had that moment of like, all right, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there was a moment in the game on Saturday where you're guarding DeMar DeRozan on the baseline, and he goes up and you strip him. And then he backs it out to the wing, and you sit down on defense and follow him out there. Now me, I'm on the opposite baseline. So like you're like on a wing, I'm on the opposite baseline in the corner. But I could see everything. And so like it was a moment. Like people stood up, and a lot of people were already standing. But people that weren't standing, people stood up, people pulled their phones out. Because you could tell it was a moment. It felt like, okay, DeMar finna try to get in his bag and do something to this dude. Like you could tell it was a moment. On the court, did it feel like a moment, or were you just locked in and was just like, nah, I'm gonna just sit down and play defense?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so locked in. Even a lot of the times that there was moments, I didn't know that there was moments, because as a player, when you're on the court, like, you don't really, for me personally, I don't, like, I hear the crowd, but I don't really know how loud they are or how active they are because I'm so zoned in. And then on defense, like, defense is my pride and joy. That's why I've gotten to the point that I've gotten to. So, like, I'm so confident. Like, I was like, okay, like, this is a possession. Like, okay, let's lock in. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is DeMar and he backed it out on me and you know, he's about to go. It was just like, all right, I stripped him. I didn't get the ball because I tried to grab it after I stripped him. I didn't get it. Okay, let's sit down for another possession. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't personally, while I was guarding him, I didn't feel the moment. Like, I didn't feel like it was big as it's been portrayed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It was just like, it was another possession in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I figured you would say that, but I had to ask because, like I said, like, just being someone that knows you personally and I just remember like feeling like, oh shit, this is a moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just up like, oh, you better slide them feet because it felt like a moment. You know what I'm saying? But just like the fact that you stripped him once and then stripped him again, I was like, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And like I saw it on the video. I didn't see this in the game 'cause I don't pay attention to it. Like, I stripped him the first time, he started smiling, and he backed it out. So he kind of like, it was like, now that I watch it, I'm like damn. So he thought it was sweet, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And then I did it again. So it's just like, and to my defense, there's a reason why the refs ain't calling no foul, because from different angles, people think they were both fouls. But to my defense, I truly got like all ball. Like the second one, I got ball without really getting his arms, but he threw his arms up to like league shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's just like, it wasn't like, that's my signature right there. It's like stripping down, like getting people on the, like when they going up. So, yeah, it was just, you know, it was another defensive possession really for me. For the rest of the people, it was kind of like a big moment. So, but shout out to DeMar, man. Like like I said, I'm a basketball junkie. So like, I done watched every move that he's ever done. I wouldn't say every move he's ever done, but like,
damn near.
This year, more than any year, I watched him play a lot. I watched his highlights. So like, I don't want to say that played a factor, but like, I just knew my advantage wasn't jumping. My advantage was stripping down, like staying grounded. And if I just swipe down, maybe it'll affect his shot, how he shoots it, or I can get lucky and get the ball like I did. I got lucky, you know what I'm saying? But to his defense, he got me on left base. In the second half, he got me on left baseline and right baseline. And I was like, it was a one he got on the left baseline. He dropped it, and he did some Kobe shit. And he shook this way and faded. When he shook, I was dead. And you can see I started laughing because I was like, God damn, that was a great move. And he, like, it was so effortless. And I didn't give up, but I was just like, my clothes isn't going to do anything. He got me. Yeah. And so, man, respect to DeMar. Like, that, he a Hall of Famer, dog. He an MVP candidate. Like, I'll just be happy to share the court with them dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm gonna compete, but I'll just be happy to share the court with them dudes. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then so the game comes down to the wire. And I also want to highlight because the thing that gets blown up was the defense. And you hang your hat on defense, so it's dope that's the part that gets blown up. But you got buckets too. You had like 18, right?
Yeah, I had 17. I had 8 rebounds. I had 7 assists. I had 3 steals, 3 blocks.
Very complete game.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make sure that part was clear.
Yes, sir.
The part that, like I said, the part that gets blown up is the defense. But my guy played a very well-rounded and complete game as well. So the game comes down to the wire. You guys are down 2 when LeBron goes to the line? Yeah.
Down 2.
You guys are down 2. LeBron's going to the free throw line. And you walk over to him and tell him what?
So we're down 2, and he makes these 2 games over. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I need something to happen. Because I just had got the layup to get it to that point.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yo, I could get this. I got this layup to get it to this point. If Bron can give me 1, I can get the rebound. And I had this all mapped out in my head. It was already mapped out. I can get the rebound. I'm gonna come down on the right wing, and it's certain moves that I work on in workouts, kill spots. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I'm gonna get to my kill spot. It's a certain move I'm gonna do, and game. And so I walk up to Bron. I was like, hey, Bron, I need one. Like, give me one. I know you good for one. Because me and my cousin, we're all Laker fans. And so we always talk about Bron's free throw shooting. He struggles at the line. Everybody knows that. And so I walk up to him. I said that. Credit to him. Yo, he was like a robot. I said it. His face ain't changed. Mm-hmm. He was looking at the rim. I was like, damn, I didn't even make him think. Mm-hmm. So he makes the first one. I started laughing at the line. I look at EA. He's kind of like, and then he misses that second one. I was like, dang. And I get the rebound, call timeout. I walk over to the bench, and my cousin, who I talk basketball with every day, my older cousin, Chris, he's in the stands right there, right above our bench. And I was like, hey, man, we talk about this all the time. You're not going to make free throws. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a fun moment, man. It was just a competitive moment. Like, obviously, I got the utmost respect for Bron, my favorite player, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm on a court with him, it's smoke. I'm not going to be and I got, like, it was like half and half. I got some flack for they talking about trash talking LeBron. Like, one, it's not even really trash talk. It's like, okay, I'm just trying to get in his head. It's a mental game. And it's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to just, like, this is a competitive game coming down to the wire, and you want me to give him the advantage, or you want me to have the edge? Like, it was just my competitive nature coming out of me naturally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I do that to everybody. I always talk about, hey, yo, I need one. Hey, I need you to smoke one. Like, blah, blah.
So you didn't do it because it was LeBron. It could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone. I do that all the time. People know me for that. I'll whisper, like, cause I'm never the type. You can tell I keep a pretty, like, calm manner when I play, but I'll say that in, like, a calm face, like, hey, like, give me one, like, and then just walk away. And it kind of, like, it gets you because it's like it's more effective than somebody really being rah-rah, if you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And quick side note, I actually got it from Bron because if anybody really watches basketball, Gilbert was at the line, and Bron walked up to him and said, yo, I need some misses. Mm-hmm. And it was calm manner. It was damn near like, if you didn't really know, it would look like he was saying, hey, good luck or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was telling him, like, he patted him and he said,
you missed this. You don't win the game.
Exactly.
I remember that, yeah.
And so, like, Bron, that's full circle because I got it from Bron, and I went and did the same thing to him. You know what I'm saying? So, man, all this thing, it's just it's unreal, dog.
After the game, are you just excited that you got to take part in this moment, or are you upset that you lost, or both?
Both. Like, both because we were up by 9 at one point, and I looked at the score, and I was like, I knew we was going to be in the game. I didn't think we was going to be up 9. I knew we could be up, like, 4 or 5. We would be going back and forth. But it would look like it was about to get out of reach.
Yeah.
Like, we was getting stops, layups, stop 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it was getting out of reach. So I'm like, yo, we can really win this. Like, and so that part of me, that's why I was kind of like upset about losing, because like, we had a chance to truly win it. But then the part clicked in, like, they're not going to let Bron come to the Drew and let him lose. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen.
Well, that you could say, but I also feel like LeBron was like, I'm not finna come to the Drew and lose.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I'm a nosy person anyway. I've been a nosy person my entire life. I'm always trying to ear hustle. I just keep it real. I'm a nosy guy. But also being a cameraman, it helps being nosy to be a cameraman, because you don't only want to film the game. You want to get crowd reactions. If somebody's dancing, you want to film that. So you want to see and hear everything. Damn, why was I bringing that up?
Because about Bron winning.
There you go. There was a point when, in the second half, DeMar DeRozan caught the ball in the mid-post, turned his back to the basket, and LeBron was open. He put his hand up. He didn't call for the ball, but he put his hand up. And DeMar didn't really look him off, but he took his own shot, and he missed it. No, he made that one. And then there was another, I think, a play in between, but he came down another one, caught the ball in the same spot. And this time when LeBron put his hand up, he called for it. He said, yo.
Yeah.
And then DeMar didn't pass on the ball, and he took his own shot. And this one he missed it. He missed it. I think either the ball went out of bounds or he got fouled or something, but it was a dead ball. And then LeBron, and like I said, this is just me like trying to just catch everything. LeBron goes, Debo! And he looked at him. He like nigga, give me the ball,
let me
bro.
see that.
Yeah. And then the next 3 possessions, LeBron got the ball and scored the next 3 possessions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think it was maybe they wouldn't go let him lose, but he was like, bro, give me the ball, bro.
Right.
I didn't come out here to lose.
No, down the stretch, he definitely was on some like nutty timing. Like he got a couple downhill lays. That damn spin, dog.
It's crucial.
One, I've seen it on TV. In person, it's crazy because he plant that left foot and he plant the ball, and after that it's over. You're not doing anything to stop the reverse lay, the dunk, whatever he finishes with. But down the stretch, he definitely went into a different mode. He started picking up full court. But yeah, to answer your question, I was just happy. It was a mixture of like my competitiveness of being mad that we lost, and then just being happy to have played that well in that magnitude of a game, and to be playing against Bron. Like I didn't even really, after the game, like I really wanted to shake his hand or like say what's up, but they rushed him out of there. But yeah, it was a mixture of emotions. You know what I'm saying?
And then afterwards, you got to talk to Dave McManaman from ESPN. When you were speaking to him, obviously you knew who he was when you were speaking to him. Yeah. Were you thinking like your quotes or like the things you would say would like be on TV or like be in a Dave McManaman write-up on ESPN.com, or like were you thinking about that, or were you just talking to a reporter?
I was literally just talking. Like, he was asking me questions. I'm not thinking. I'm just saying exactly what comes to my mind, because it's like I didn't know what he was gonna use it for. I just knew who he was. But I was just literally speaking from the heart, like just whatever I felt after the game, whatever. Like whatever story. Like I gave him the story about me walking up to him, because that was literally what just happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? So nothing was like premeditated or anything. It was just like, yo, this is what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I seen you talking to him after the game, and me and my guy, we were trying to beat the crowd and get out of the gym. So my camera was already in my backpack, but I seen you talking to him. I was like, dang, I should go get that.
Yeah,
I should go stick my camera right in. I should go stick my mic right there and go get that.
Right.
But just me working in media, I knew some of whatever you said was going to be somewhere.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that Skip Bayless was going to say your name on Undisputed. That was crazy, bro. I was literally riding in the car. I really don't listen to much music when I'm in the car, or period, really. I'm either listening to ESPN or I'm listening to a podcast. So the podcast that I like to listen to had just ended. So I go on ESPN. I go on YouTube, and the only reason I clicked on it was because I seen homegirl Nikki's picture as the thumbnail for Undisputed's YouTube video, And so I saw her picture, and I was really gonna screenshot it and send it to her, like, yo, your shit is on Undisputed.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, since I'm screenshotting it, let me click on it and watch it. So I'm just driving. I got my kids in the car.
Oh, you was listening to the whole thing?
Yeah, I was listening to the whole thing.
Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't even. Of course, I didn't know he was gonna say your name.
Yeah.
But I literally, like I said, I seen it. I screenshot. I was like, well, since I screenshot, let me see what they saying about Bron. Let me see how Skip is hating on Bron today.
Right.
So I click, and I'm just driving. I'm listening, and he goes, and this guy Mike Nwabuzor. I was like, yo, he said his name. Yo, and I was when I think I either sent it to you or screenshot and sent it to you. But I was like, yo, I'm clipping this. I'm making a video for this right now.
It's crazy because like when I found out whatever, but the last thing I was thinking of was that somebody caught me doing that. Mm-hmm. Like somebody caught me like visually like saying it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like. That was
visually saying what you said to Bron.
What I said to Bron.
Okay.
Like, that was the last thing on my mind. Mm-hmm. So when you hit me, I was like, oh, this dude is different. To be able to, like, no, real credit to you, for real, because, like that's real, like, for, like, I'll say photography, videography. Like, that's real, like, to be able to capture that moment, like, that means you're truly locked into what's going on. You're not just, like, okay, let me just get Bron. Let me just get here. Like, you're watching the game respectfully as a hooper, and you're like, oh, that would be solid for a clip. Oh, that would be, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when you told me that, I was like, dang, this is just getting crazier as the days go on. Like, the fact that somebody got me saying that, and, like, so now it's like I'm not blowing smoke when I said what I said. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And that was what made it so dope for me, because I read it first. I read the article of you saying that first. And when I read it, I knew it was true because I had filmed it. And like working in media, I've never done it and I never will do it. But I've seen people interview people and they paraphrase what they said. Mm-hmm. So a guy will say like, oh, I knew I could get him on the left wing. And they might flip it to be like, I knew he couldn't guard me when I was on the left wing. And it's like, yo, I never said that, bro. I just said I knew I could get to my spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've seen things get mixed up. And so to like, as soon as I read it, I knew it was true because I had already filmed it.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
To see Skip say it on TV, it was like, yo, that's dope. I got to put these two things together and make a video of it.
And the video is just, it's crazy to watch it because like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably watched that video about 100 times. Like, just like, yo, it's Bron, dude. Like, it's Bron. Like, people don't understand what LeBron James means to me. Like, I started playing basketball because of him, and basketball is my life. And, like, for it to come full circle of me, like, a game coming down to me saying something to LeBron to try to make him miss free throws to win a game, it's like, you can't even dream of something like that. You can't. It's impossible to dream of something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's wild, man. I don't know.
That's crazy. Dope, man. That's dope. Like I said, I'm still. It didn't even happen for me. I'm still kind of riding the high of being able to film all of that and just the opportunities that I've been blessed with just from filming all that. People reaching out, like wanting to buy my footage, and people wanting to collab with me and do future things with me. So it's dope, man. And this is one thing that I tell people that I've noticed with being a cameraman. Big name athletes, like, they create jobs for people, bro, without even trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
I realized it Mikey Williams freshman year.
Yeah.
Filming all his games. Like, I popped out to his first couple of games that weren't even home games, and people reaching out to me like, yo, if I pay you, will you? I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and then he left, and those opportunities weren't there anymore.
Right.
And as soon as he said he was coming back to San Diego, all the people that used to reach out to me asking for his footage, like, yo, you still live in San Diego?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know that when you think about, like, somebody like LeBron, who when he was in Cleveland was crazy, the downtown, all the businesses making money, then he moves to Miami and everything's
dead.
And he comes back and it's back popping again.
Right.
So you know that, but just to see it in your city, and even for like a high school player like Mikey, you know what I'm saying? It's really interesting to see like how things kind of move in that way.
Yeah, and like Draymond made a good point on his podcast. He was like Bron coming to the Drew, it just did so much for everybody. Mm-hmm. For me, like, it gave me opportunity. Now I have opportunities that if Bron didn't show up, maybe I don't have these opportunities. Mm-hmm. These kids get to see him for free, bands, like free. Like, they're literally these are closer than courtside seats.
Yeah.
Like, the gym is small compared to like
The state
crypto.
Yeah,
I can't even get.
so whack, bro.
I can't even get hit with it. But this compared to that, so that, and then like it's just everything around it. Like him just showing up, regardless of how he performs or whatever he does, it just does so much for everybody involved. Like for you, for me, for his teammates, like for the Drew, like
for the Drew staff,
you know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out Bron, really, like, shout out Bron, like, and like this isn't surprising, you know, off the court, this dude is crazy, like with the stuff he does for the community, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not just him being a GOAT on the court, like, it's also what he does off the court, like with kids, with his school, just being him, like, you know, he just affects a lot of different people in a lot of different spaces. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's another reason why, like, I respect, and like he said, like one of my, just because, you know, like I'm an advocate for that. Like when I do make it, like I always want to be able to like give back and like, you know, do things for people that can't exactly do those things. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Brian, man. Man, he helped out a career for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So what's next for you? You heading back to Macedonia, or like what's next for you?
I like, to be completely honest with you, I literally could not even tell you, because every time I've went somewhere, I didn't know up until like right away. And so like right now I'm really just worried about like finishing this Drew season. Like we actually have a legit chance to win the championship. And I'm a winner, dog. Like I play to win. I don't play for showtime. I don't play to look sweet. Like I play to win every time I come on the court. So right now I'm just locked into like trying to win every game, every weekend, and everything else will kind of take care of itself. I'm not worried about, oh, am I going to get a deal here? What's going to happen from this video of you playing against LeBron? I'm just like, yo, I'm just living in the moment. I love being home. I love being home in the summers because it's just so fun. It's like, it's basketball, family, and friends. Like, and so I'm not getting caught up in like, oh, like where am I going to go? It's just like, yo, enjoy this time right now, because in about a month and a half, you're not going to be at home anymore. You're going to be in a different country. So it's just like, you know, just bask in it. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I really don't know, but I know it's gonna be something good. It's gonna be something positive. It's gonna be something that is gonna uplift my career in a good way. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope, man.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. Well, I'm happy for you, man, and I'm like I said, I've said it like a few times in this interview, but I'm just happy for you, man. I'm still kind of riding that high with you, man. I can only imagine like what that feels like to be out there with LeBron and just kind of everything that's happened after that, man. I'm really happy for you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for, man, you've been covering me since what, 2020 in the Swish, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and like it's been a build up. Like you've seen my progression over the past 2 years as a player. Mm-hmm. You have footage for days, you know what I'm saying? And you've always showed love, gave me clips, all this stuff. So I just appreciate you for capturing these moments, because these moments is going to be for the rest of my life. Like, you know, these clips that you got, like, I'm going to be able to show my kids, my grandkids, like, yo, this really happened. This wasn't a fluke. Like, I really did this. I really did that. Mm-hmm. So, and you just having me on here, I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, bro. And I thank you for coming being on the show, man. 100. This is a big moment for you. I know you're going to be talking to a lot of people in the next coming days and weeks and stuff. I appreciate you stopping here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all love, bro.
Appreciate
you, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Until next time, take care.